Listen up, because we need to have a serious talk about what you think you know about building muscle. You walk into any commercial gym right now, and what do you see? It is a sea of dudes swinging weights around using zero control and 100% momentum. They look less like they are lifting and more like they are trying to aggressively start a stubborn lawnmower. We have been brainwashed to believe that constant movement is the only way to grow, but that is just plain wrong. Today we are fixing that. Before we dive deep, drop your city in the comments below so I can see where the real ones are training from. And hey, if you want to actually change your physique instead of just renting space in the gym, hit that subscribe button right now. Alright, listen up, because we are starting with the hollow body hold, and there's a very specific reason this is number 1 on the list. Most of you treat core training like a side quest in a video game that you only do if you have 5 minutes left before the gym closes. That ends today. This move is not about doing 1,000 crunches until your neck hurts. It is about total structural integrity. You are going to lie down and press your lower back into the floor so hard that you are trying to leave a permanent imprint of your spine on the mat. If I can slide a credit card under your lower back, you are doing it wrong, and you owe me lunch. Extend your limbs and lock everything in. It might look like you are just taking a nap, but 10 seconds in, you will be shaking like a chihuahua in a thunderstorm. We put this first because if your core is softer than a marshmallow, you have no business putting heavy weight on your back. Now that we have locked in your core, let us move down to the basement and talk about the horse stance. This is exactly where we separate the serious athletes from the guys who skip leg day to do curls in the squat rack. You are going to drop into a low, wide squat and just sit there, frozen, like you are hovering over a public toilet that has not been cleaned since the 90s. I do not want to see any bouncing or shifting weight, because that is just your body trying to cheat the work. Your thighs are going to catch fire, and your brain is going to scream at you to stand up, but you need to live in that uncomfortable, deep water. Most people only visit this depth for a split second during a squat because they are terrified of being weak. But we are staying right here until the shaking stops. We are turning those toothpicks into hydraulic presses, because you cannot fire a cannon from a canoe, and you certainly cannot build a powerful physique on a shaky foundation. We have built the foundation, so now it is time to humble that upper body ego of yours with the mid-range push-up hold. I am not talking about those rapid-fire half reps you see guys doing to impress their high school crush. I want you to lower yourself halfway down and hit the brakes right in the middle of the movement. This is the sticking point where your bench press usually goes to die, and where most people rely on momentum to survive. You are going to freeze right there. Your chest is going to scream, and your triceps are going to vibrate like a cheap hotel bed, but you need to hold that line. Do not let your hips sag towards the floor like a melting candle just because things got difficult. We are purposely attacking the weakest link in your chain because you are only as strong as your ability to handle the hardest part of the rep. If you can survive this purgatory, the lockout becomes the easy part. We just spent time crushing your pushing muscles, so now we have to balance the ledger with the dead hang. You're going to grab the bar and hang there until your hands question your life choices. This is not the time to reach for your lifting straps, because we are not trying to accessorize, we are trying to build a grip that does not feel like a wet noodle. Most guys focus so much on the glamour muscles that they forget their hands are the only connection to the weight. If your grip fails before your back does, you do not have a back problem, you have a baby hand problem. Keep your shoulders slightly engaged so you are not just dangling like a pair of gym shorts on a laundry line. This is crucial for decompressing that spine you've been crushing all day and building tendons that can actually handle heavy loads. You need to get comfortable with the feeling of gravity trying to rip you off the bar, because if you cannot hold your own body weight, you have no business touching a barbell. We are moving down to the most disrespected muscle group on the human body, which is the calves. Stop blaming your parents for your bad genetics, because the truth is, you just treat your calf training like an afterthought. We are doing the calf raise hold, and we are holding it right at the very top where it hurts the most. I want you up on your tippy toes like you are trying to reach the top shelf of the cookie jar without waking up the kids. Drive your weight straight through your big toe and keep your ankles from rolling out like a flat tire on the highway. Most of you bounce through calf raises so fast, it looks like you are sending Morse code with your heels, but we are killing that momentum today. This hold forces you to stabilize and proves that you have the discipline to focus on the boring details that everyone else skips. If you lose your balance here, it is because your focus is drifting just like your gains. We are sculpting the complete package here, not just the parts you can see in a bathroom selfie, so squeeze until you feel that cramp setting in. Finally, we arrive at the boss battle of isometric training, which is the infamous wall sit. This move looks innocent enough, like you are just casually leaning back waiting for your Uber to arrive, but do not let that fool you for a second. Get your back flat against the wall and drop your hips until your thighs are perfectly parallel to the floor. I know exactly what you are thinking about doing, so do not you dare rest your hands on your knees to take the pressure off. Put your hands out in front or on your head, because we are not here to negotiate with gravity. About 30 seconds in, your quads are going to feel like they are being dipped in lava, and your brain is going to scream at you to stand up. This is the exact moment where physical fitness ends and mental warfare begins. You are voluntarily choosing to sit in the fire while everyone else is looking for the emergency exit. This is the bridge between having big muscles and actually having the guts to use them, so embrace the shake. Look, these isometric holds are not flashy. You are not going to look cool on Instagram doing a wall sit, and it certainly is not going to feed your ego like a heavy bench press. But that is the point. This training forces you to face that moment when your brain screams at you to quit, and you have to decide whether to crumble or stay in the fight. Real strength does not come from constantly moving. It comes from standing completely still under pressure without breaking. Train smart and build the kind of strength that refuses to give up.